sure why I'm not seeing. All right, good. So we are live. So I'll be editing this image as you can see on my screen right now. Uh, Let me quickly post that I am live right now so people can come on real quick. All right, this is the link. Let me see, share, copy. All right, so as you can see, I want to post this image today, so I figured I would just, do a retouch video and then post it today. So this image was taken with the Sony A7 III as usual. Um, as you can see, the settings on the screen right here, it says 1 over 1/60th of a second. I was shooting f9 because I want the entire face to be in focus. ISO was 160. I did 160 because I wanted the background to be a little bit whiter. And what else? Yeah, I was using the Tamron 28 to 75 millimeter f2.8 lens as usual. I'm always using that lens. I just love that lens. All right, so what I'm in right now is Lightroom. So yeah, I am going to start the editing process now. So to get this image into Lightroom, you can press Control E, or you can just right click and go to edit in Lightroom. All right. So let's see. All right, so now I'm in Lightroom, and the first thing I'm going to do is to create a duplicate of this image, and then I'm just going to zoom up, and I'm going to remove the blemishes from the skin using the patch tool. So I'm going to click the patch tool right here, and I'm going to just remove all these pimples or blemishes, anything that I do not want to have on the model's skin. I said audio is low. I'm not sure why the audio is low. Let me try to see if I can turn this up a little bit. All right, desktop audio. All right, is that any better? All right, this is the audio any better, Kim? Think it should be better now. All right, maybe it's better. All right, so let me just quickly remove these blemishes. All right, it's better. Perfect. All right, so I'm just removing all these blemishes. You can see where we have some fine bumps. There was a lot of fine bumps. And to be honest, you have to sit and you have to remove every single one of them, because removing these pimples is exactly what's going to make the image looks perfect. Like right now, I don't really have to do much to her skin because her skin is just awesome. The makeup is awesome. But these little blemishes here, we need to remove majority of them. And that's what I'm doing right now. Using the patch tool. You can use whatever tool, works for you. But I want to use the patch tool. Sometimes I use the clone stamp. Sometimes it all depends on, the image itself. All right. And you have to be careful sometimes when you're removing the blemishes, because you don't want a big patch in the image itself. And sometimes you'll get some, patch if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, or if your selection is too big, that can be an issue as well. I'm not sure if I want this live to be 45 minutes. So I'm moving pretty fast. All right, so before, after, before, after. So all I'm doing is just removing the blemishes. I was doing a 2 light setup. So as you can see, there's a light right here. I'm gonna do the neck. Real quick. All right, so I think I am good with most stuff. The removal of the pimples. Thanks guys for joining in. Haven't done a live in a very long time. I think this is the first live I've done since the year have started. Alright, so that looks good. I don't think I have anything else to remove. So what I'm going to do now is to crop the image. So I'm going to go to the crop tool right here. You could press C on the keyboard for the crop tool. And as you guys know, I always crop my images because I want this image to fill the entire page on Instagram. So yeah, I always crop the images. So, and it's the 4:5 ratio. So once you go to crop tool, up here is where you can actually change the ratio or the dimension. All right, so that is what I want it to look like. So the next step now is to do some frequency separation real quick. So I'm going to do, for the radius, I'm going to do 4 for the radius, because you want to just blur the skin until you're not seeing any texture. Maybe just do 5. Yeah, that works. All right, so I'm going to go down to the low frequency layer right here, and then I'm going to go to my mixer brush. I took my mixer brush out. Let me show you guys how I did it. What you can do, you can go to, well, right here where you see these lines, these dots. You can come here, you can right click and go to edit toolbar, or you can go to edit and come down here to toolbar, and then you can just change the letter of the tool that you'd like to use, and you can actually pull them out. So you can pull it. So right now this is on the lasso tool, and now I can pull it out. So that's how you do it. So my mixer brush is here. It's now single. It's not on the brush anymore. Normally it would be on the brush. So if you come right here on the brush, you'd see it, but I took mine out. All right, so mixer brush. All right, so just going to mix now. So ensure that your wet is, well, your wet can be just about from 2 up to, it all depends on how you want your image to look. I'm going to put my wet at 21%. Everything else is going to remain the same. So I'm just going to just paint, and using the mixer brush flattens the image, as you guys know. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know. All right, let's look at the before and after. All right. So I'm just zooming in. I'm just trying to mix out here. Sometimes when you have like a dark spot, you can mix from the light area to the dark area to get rid of that dark spot. So all I'm doing is mixing. Let me see before and after. Good, okay. This looks okay. Just gonna do here as well. I don't really want to do much because, as I said before, her face is just perfect. So I'm just mixing particular areas. Don't need to do much. Alright, I think I'm good with that. Let's look at the before and after. So that's the before and that's the after. Go down to the model's neck. Do the same thing. So all I'm doing is just mix. Basically trying to get everything into one. And wherever it's dark, I mix from the light area to the dark area to blend it out. So before and after. I think I'm good. Just gonna do right here. Just blending out the image right now. The neck. Alright, good. So let's look at the before and after for everything. So it's the before and that's the after. And all I did was to just use the mixer brush and mix and remove the blemishes from the skin. So I'm gonna just do some more fine tune. So I'm going to create a new layer. Control Shift Alt E to create a new layer. And then I'm just gonna Control J to create a duplicate. And then I'm going to, as a matter of fact, oh wait, I'm gonna see if I can blend out right here a little bit. So I'm gonna create a selection. I'm gonna press, you know what? I'm gonna use the pen tool. So I'm gonna get the press P for the pen tool. Just gonna try to see if I can, shape that brows a little bit. I'm gonna press S for the clone stamp and it's gonna sample and paint. Alright, I have to lower the opacity for the flow to about 11. Alright, let me see how that looks. Alright, so I did not do a great job, as you can see. You know what? Let me try to clean this up a little bit more and see if it will look good. I'm not sure about this. But what I could do though, I could lower the opacity. I'm going to lower the opacity to about right there. So it still looks, you know. Alright, I'm going to create a new layer again. Control Shift Alt E. I'm just going to try to clean up some of these using the patch tool. All the loose here, I'm just going to clean them up. So all I'm doing is just make the selection and drag it over to a clean area. Alright. Okay, so I think I want to blend out here a little bit more. I might just use paint. I'm gonna use like I'm gonna create a new layer. Then I'm gonna press B for the brush, lower the opacity to about 2, and then I'm going to make a selection. I'm gonna select like right here, this light area here, and then I'm gonna paint. So before, after. Just gonna lower the opacity a little bit, like right there. Then I'm gonna create a new layer. As a matter of fact, I'm going to delete this frequency separation action down here, and I'm gonna create a new one. And then I'm gonna try to blend out here a little bit. So I'm gonna go to the low layer, mix a brush, and just blend it out now. I'm gonna do it again. Uh, hmm. Let me just look at the before real quick. So. Alright, so sometimes you have to go back to the before and look at it to see, you know, what it looks like so you can know if you're off or not. I think I'm okay with what I've done. Could be better, but as I said before, I don't want my video to be too long, but you get the whole idea of what I was trying to do. But you should spend time on your images. It should look as perfect as possible. Alright, so I'm done. The next step now, I'm just going to remove the blemishes. Well, I'm going to remove the redness from our eyes. I'm going to whiten the eyes a little bit. Get the brush. I'm going to put this at 56%. Alright, that looks good. Before, after. Alright, so I'm going to do some dodge and burning now. So I'm going to just close this. So dodge and burn. Go back to the brush again. My flow is going to be at 1%. And I'm just going to do some highlighting real quick on the brush. So any area that is too dark, I'm just going to highlight it. Make sure it's blended. I'm going to highlight some of the areas that needs highlighting as well. Should I highlight here? Don't think I need to. Even though we had light coming here, I don't think we need to highlight it. But I'm going to highlight under here, here, and right here. On the chin. Now I'm going to go to the burn. I'm just going to darken some of these areas. Shape the nose. Alright, so I'm going to go down to the neck, do the same thing. So I'm going to darken here, here, and here. Shoulder. Right there. I'm going to brighten here, here, there, there, and there. Good. So let's look at the before and after for just the dodge and burning. So let me zoom this up. So that's before and that's after. Good. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create another frequency separation layer. I'm going to delete this one. And I'm just going to smooth out the dodge and burn that I've just done on the face. Go back to the mixer brush. I'm just going to smooth this out a little bit. Alright, good. So the next step now is to do some color grading. So I'm going to create a new layer again. Control J. Then I'm going to go to Camera Raw. I'm going to press Auto and see what Auto looks like. Auto looks good, but I don't want Auto. I'm going to come down here to Collaboration under the primary colors, blue. I'm going to adjust that like that. Then I'm going to go back to Basics and then go to Dehaze. Play with the dehaze a little bit. Then I'm going to go to Contrast like that. Look at the before and after while I make the adjustments. I'm going to go to the blacks just a little bit. Whites like that. Highlights a little bit. And I am done. So, okay. And let's look at it before. Color grading. After color grading. Then I'm going to add the blue in the shadows. And I am done. So that is it for the image. So now to save this image for Instagram for the best quality, you're going to go to File, Export, Save for Web. You want to change this to 1080. Just the width to 1080. And then, oh, you know what, before I do this, let me just add my logo to it. Add my logo right in the middle right there. Good. Alright, so save, export, file export, and then 1080. And it's going to be 1080 by 3 by 1 1001 1080 by 1350, and then you save, and then you can just save it just about anywhere you want to save it. I just saved it automatically by using my action. Yeah, so that is it. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned on Friday for a new video. Bye bye.